She a little ratchet, yeah, but I'm still gonna smash it.
What's going down? It's your boy, the young boss hog, Natomas Slimm, and you chopping up game with the one and only Bizzy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. Bizzy, how are you doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm happy, man. My son getting him some sleep right now, so I'm just doing the daddy thing. Been able to get up, making breakfast, and cool things like that. So it's just my life is in a real good place right now. I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
Yeah, you got a somewhat of a newborn. What, born in February, if I'm not mistaken?
March,
March,
born in March.
okay.
He's 2 years. Yeah, he's 2 years old. Definitely, it's the second lease on life, man, and it come right in time. Like with no shows, I'm supposed to be on the road right now.
Mm.
In all honesty, I'm in all honesty. So it's just, it's refreshing that I get this time out to really just spend with my family and bonding with my wife. We just got married, and I was supposed to be right away gone. I was
Yeah,
supposed to be right back on the run, and so I was able to get pulled back and slowed down or whatnot. So I'm happy about that. It's the best
congratulations
things
on
in
that
life.
too, on the marriage too, man. Congratulations on that.
Oh yeah, gotta do it. One day you gotta do it if you can.
Yeah, and this quarantine has been doing, I mean, you have to take some positives from it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times it brought people's families together, got you spend more quality time, with kids and wives and stuff like that. Because I know people like you usually on the go, on the run, touring, shows, whatever it may be. So this might be a good time to relax, sit back, and just be like, hey, man, I got my family. I'm doing good.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's gonna take the world, a little while to open up, to get comfortable. And then, it's got all the distancing and, shows is anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 to 10,000, sometimes even as small as 700 to 500. You might even get a 250. But I think it's going to take a while in order to get that up and running. So yeah, I'm enjoying it and making the most out of it and recording some of the best music I've ever been able to record. So I'm in full swing of things from the carbon monoxide, and the success of the carbon monoxide is streaming and it's bringing in constant revenue. I'm really I'm just excited about that. And I know I got another one coming, so it feels good to be able to sit back and rehearse it and put it together, and the new project. So it's a few things that I've been able to redirect, I guess, my attention.
Yeah, carbon monoxide, that debuted at what, number 3 on the iTunes, right?
Yeah, it did really good. It did really good. Did good on Billboard. It did good. It just did good. We went really independent. I was beefing with the last label that I did the Crazy Bone record with, New Waves, about, hey, do things this way and do things that way. This is the new way to do it. My team will do it. I'll put in some money. Y'all put in some money. I was just beefing, and it spilled over into me talking with my group and letting them know this is what we need to do. And it just felt good. The success of it felt good because it was everything I was talking about, that everybody was just acting like I didn't know what the fuck I was saying. Like, I'm like, this is how we do it. If we do it this way, we're gonna chart. It's gonna be good. People gonna love it. That's how we need to do. So we get streaming. Da 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 da. So yeah, man, it did good. It did good, say the least.
Man, that is good to hear. So, Busy, let me get a just a let me say a quick summary of how Bone Thugs became Bone, because you're like you're the youngest member of Bone, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So, so
It
how
came.
did young Busy link up with Crazy, Wish, Flesh, Lazy, and all them? They were so much older than you.
Well, street, like we grew up like in the same street, and then we was in sort of the same business as young guys in the drug game, and it manifested from that to music. And then I lived close to Lay, so we kind of bonded. And then by us being two light-skinned guys in the neighborhood, we kind of bonded. You know what I'm saying? Just on that level. And his brother's Flesh was always there, of course. That's his blood brother. Um, and Wish was always their cousin. He was always around, but he lived in a nicer part of the neighborhood, um, nicer part of Cleveland. Like, he had a little bit more money than all of us. coming up. Like he was like taken care of a little bit better. He didn't really have to do certain shit. Um, or certain things, pardon me.
No, you cuss. It's
Uh,
all good.
okay, cool. So yeah, so that and Bone represented more of a family, a band of brothers that were more than brothers. They were family with family and blood relatives involved. But I love you like I love my brother. I
Mm.
love you like I love my cousin. Um, and we just banded together and it became its own entity. It became its own being after a while.
Okay, and then how did y'all come up with the name Bone? Because y'all started off as what, Bone Enterprise, right?
Yeah, we started off with our own enterprise. Like Lay had got caught doing some dirt on St. Clair, and they sent him to Texas to go to a juvenile holding facility. And along the way, he was driving and he seen a building that said Bone Enterprise. Now, this is before you knew that you had to purchase a domain name, you know, or incorporate it. It cost you a couple bucks, couple $100, whatnot. Um, so by the time we found out, they looked the name up on the first little company that we was fucking with, and it was like, you can't use this name. So the name we couldn't use it.
Mm.
So then after that, we became Thugs in Harmony. But yeah, man, it started off because Lay was missing Cray, because Cray was always his boy, his group member, and wanted to, because they started a music group. It was just Cray and Lay, and it was certain. Flesh was in it, BD Rock for a minute, then he transitioned to playing basketball, went to college for basketball. There was a couple of people that came along the way, but them two was the glue that held they started it. Like they were the nucleus of the group, us being a group. So yeah, like that. That's how it happened.
Yeah. So when y'all was able to link up with Eazy, like how was that? Because one thing I realized, like, because I know this, I kind of know the story of y'all coming out to Cali trying to focus on finding Eazy. You know what I mean? But when y'all found Eazy and Eazy put y'all on, how did y'all were able to like maneuver to not get into the beefs that Eazy had? You know what I mean? Like y'all was kind of neutral.
Well,
Y'all,
it went down. It went down for a minute. Like Death Row didn't really like to see us around too much because we were new to the city. And then Eazy E, like we met Eazy in like 93, kicked it with him for a couple of years, and then he passed away in 95. And when he passed away, all things ended. Like there was no more beefs, there was no more squabbles, because the way that he went, the way everybody felt a certain way about it. Nobody felt good about it. Nobody felt like, yeah, he got his, or my enemy's gone. From Snoop Dogg to Death Row to, Suge still who Suge is, so he gonna say shit here and there, I guess. But it was most respect across the board. So that ended any potential beef and us keeping out of his shit, because he was really only going through it with Death Row. And they adopted it. He got back with Dre, he got back with Cube, he got back, of course, he was always with Yella. So they was talking about putting NWA back together. You know what I'm saying? So before he had passed away, just like the movie show you. You know what I'm saying? That's where they was at. And then he got sick, and it just seemed so unfair. Like, damn, I got Bone. I'm about to get NWA back together. We about to go on the biggest tour. We about to run the whole music industry. It would have been a takeover like down south, like how Atlanta came in hip hop and just went fucking ballistic. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
now, like, they support each other so goddamn much in the ATL. Same way that it would have been for, that shit with E. E really had a lot. And then so on and so forth. You know what I mean? It would have been big, but shit happens.
yeah, I know. So when Eazy was sick, did y'all see it coming? Did y'all know that he was sick? Did y'all know something was up? Was something was wrong?
No, no, no. None of us knew what was going on, because it happened so fast. By the time we got back from the tunnel, he was a little bit sick at that time. He was like had a cold, and then he had walked home in New York with no coat on while it was snowing. and he walked all the way to the house. Not to the house, but to the hotel in Manhattan. You know how the clubs be right there. You know what I'm saying? Clubs be right around. You know what I'm saying? Got a security with him or whatnot. He ain't walking by his goddamn self. He might have walked by himself. I don't know what that night entailed, but I know he had gotten a lot of money for us at that moment. And at that time, he was like pitching us to the big companies in New York and doing a 50-50 deal. We're getting money on top. He was cutting Jerry out of it. Like Jerry was on his way out the door 2-3 months before he died. Like it was people in the office and Jerry knew he was getting fired. You know what I mean? He talked to us about it. Hey, I want you guys to roll with me. I want to have a meeting with you guys. I need you guys because he knew we was the next biggest shit. You know what I'm saying, with it. And it was a big thing between E and Jerry. You know what I mean? That was going on. So during that time, and then after that, he just stopped talking to us. Rent was due at the house we was paying for. And we were recording East 1999 Eternal. And the bill was due at the studio. So they was holding the reels to that record. That's why that record was so big when it came out. People forgot the environment that was going on around that. They owed this big bill at the studio. They had this big ass lawsuit going on trying to get Eazy's estate, Eazy E's wife against Jerry Heller, against these motherfuckers. And here comes these motherfuckers and everybody vying for the company. You know what I mean? So it's like 4 or 5 motherfuckers just fighting over this nigga's assets during this whole turmoil. So then when East 1999 Eternal came out, we was on the street. We didn't have nothing.
Oh, damn.
Right. We wasn't chipping the fuck up. We was on the street. Like when that came out, when it came out and them records came out, we was still living grimy.
Did East 99 put y'all back, in a nice
Later
place?
on, later on it did. That's when I started, like looking at paperwork and realizing we out of this contract. I signed when I was 17. We out of this shit. And East 1999 Eternal came out. I was on my boys like, we can own all our masters. We can go in, get $100 million. Everybody put 20 million in their pocket. I was on that level with my homeboys, and it got to looking like, or like I'm some bad guy, like I'm pressing the issue too much, or we too young to make major moves like that. Nobody was going in my direction. You know what I'm saying? And wanting to do things the way I was thinking. And it was a long time before we put out another record after East 1999 Eternal, like a real long time. So the moment that Eazy died, I was trying to like a master move to get like away from Ruthless Records in general and go big and then own our masters for today. And it's crazy because, the ownership that we naturally have is a handsome ransom. I just sit back and think, God damn, if we own that shit, where we would be now. Because we feeding families right now off that shit. Like
So
straight up.
y'all first record deal, what type of deal was it? What type of deal did y'all sign?
The first deal I believe that was signed was something from Eazy E, and it was just, I think it was a 12.5. But I signed the deal when I was 17 years old.
For people who don't know, some people don't know the music lingo. What was it? What's a 12.5?
A 12.5 is like 12.5%. This is before streams. This is before streams basically. And what entails is an artist will pay for everything. You know what I'm saying? So it was a standard contract that everybody was getting. It was not negotiated or none of that shit. But the cool part about it was I signed when I was 17.
So you was able to get out of that because you were a minor.
I was out of that, and I've been out of it since I got out of it. And I've been doing deals by myself, but within the group. But I've always been able to do solo stuff. I had to sue them, but I've always been able to do solo stuff. Always been able to do whatever it was that I wanted because of me signing at 17. So that's why you see Bizzy doing a lot of other things and did a lot of other things. And when Ruthless Records decided to drop, Bone Thugs, I had already walked away. I was already gone for 2 years. You know,
You
I knew it was coming.
you had your solo, right? Was your first was it Heaven's
Yeah, Heaven's movie.
yeah.
And we all did that. We did all of that together.
Mm-hmm.
As a unit. Hey, you're gonna put out some solo stuff, you're gonna put out some solo stuff, you're gonna put out some solo stuff. It's what the people want. So they decided, B, you need to go out first because this is what the people want. And then plus, you're not getting along with Tamika. We get along with her. You don't get along with her. So you go ahead, you branch off, you do your thing, spread your wings, fly, go as far as you possibly can. So that was what we had come up with together. You know, we did that. We did 3 solo deals together for Crazy, Lazy, and myself up under the same company. So we tried to keep it, you know, as together as we possibly could. But I was always the one saying we need to leave her. We
Mm-hmm.
need to go somewhere else. We need to go do something else big, and we need to own our masters. If you look back in history, I was talking about that shit in like 97, 98. I was like straight up, like with it. This is what we want. Eventually own our masters. So I love the way things turned out. You know, I think everybody gonna fight for what they want individually. I know that I'm ready for that level, and that's what I did carbon monoxide for. The Gift, I own the masters to that solo joint. I own the masters to Heaven's movie. I own the masters to most of all my solo shit, unless it was some mixtape stuff I did with a certain person to get it put into a particular area because my fans was, I needed to open up a fan base out in Sacramento, for instance.
Yeah.
I do a record to open up my fan base and, you know, so on and so forth. So stuff like that.
Yeah, okay. Let's speak of you talked about carbon monoxide. Let's speak of carbon monoxide because before carbon monoxide hit, you had a little let's say a little kertuffle, you know what I mean, with 21 Savage and Migos. I know it's all cool and all, you know, all gravy now, but what was the start of that? What was the reason behind that?
I think it really took off because of what they said, and they were referring more so to Lay.
Mm.
Like the stuff about his wife and then the stuff about not having no money. You know, and if you notice, Lazy Bone showing his Maserati now, you know, Lazy Bone showing his mansion and his pool and all of the major stuff that he's actually doing now. You know, so it started off with that. And, you know, I, I'm a battle rapper. That's like what I do. I've been doing it since the beginning of my career. That's how we answer stuff on wax. That's what has always made hip hop different from R&B. Not niggas killing each other. Don't get it twisted. That ain't how it always ended. LL Cool J ended Kumo D's career. He ended Cannabis's career, and that's what it's about. Like it's heavy, thick competition, you know, within hip hop. And if you get yourself caught up into a verbal, you know, who's, you know, the Pac and the Big before they got killed. You know, people were choosing sides. I like Biggie. I like Pac. I like his style. They couldn't deny that both of them were talented, so they bought both of their music. Then they were tripping because Biggie didn't have a comeback. That's the nature of hip hop. When Pac did hit him up, Biggie didn't come back with nothing. Biggie didn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? He just kept pushing, I guess maybe to take the high road or, you know, whatever it may have been at that time. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, I mean, it's the nature of hip hop. So that's kind of where it was born from. So I just went with it. And, you know, of course, I wanted to like close a lot of people's mouths because they was talking about, you know, Lazy had dropped something and they had felt some kind of a way about it. And they was like, well, what the, you know, well, Bizzy, you just gonna leave him out here by himself like that? Like, da 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 da. I'm like, all right, you know,
Yeah,
and I put together something.
the light skinned brothers had to link up, you know.
Hey man, look, man, however you want to say it, man. It was something I felt a certain kind of way, and then I felt like after a minute, they was acting like we was clout chasing or we was trying to be hot again, like we wasn't comfortable in our skin, and that kind of ticked me the fuck off. Like, cause I'm very comfortable. I'm
Yeah.
very comfortable with hip hop, the wars that I done fought, the you know the work that I've put in order to even be able to sit on my ass and eat and
Yeah.
not have to do. I put in the work, you know. So it just kind of you know, so that kind of it has a little something in there.
I know what you mean. What a lot of people don't understand is that, you know, people at your level, you guys still sell out stadiums. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like y'all came out here to Sacramento. I think it was a couple years back, and y'all sold out the Golden One Center, man. That's our biggest stadium out here in Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all been doing this for 20 plus years and still bringing a crowd that the newer, younger artists are bringing. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
it's the same thing. So the clout chasing ain't there. You already got it. You know?
But it's like a lot of older artists don't. And I believe that they was trying to turn and twist the energy into don't pay no attention to what they got to say back to us. They just mad because they ain't got no money. Yeah, we do. What are you talking about?
Mm.
Or they just saying like, but after you said what you said, you like thought that it's like they thought they was gonna crush us with their wallet, like LL Cool J did Cannabis. You know what I'm saying? Like we was just finna get crushed with their wallets or something. Like we was just, you know, they ain't nothing. They ain't nobody. Is what it was like how they was trying to play the game. I ain't even finna speak on it no more. Like I'm done. I ain't even finna get E-boy no clout no more. All that little dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of took a different narrative, but not not to the point to where I got no chip on my shoulder. I think I said what I said. I think I made myself very well understood. And we just moving forward. I got a lot of other issues going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that is good. So let's rewind it back again, man. Let's rewind it back to Bone a little bit. Get off the beefs onto another beefs. I'm just joking. But y'all did songs with Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah.
How were y'all able to do that?
You know, just through our connections and being neutral. I think us being neutral, being the new young hot motherfuckers, and then, you know, you can't rap, you couldn't rap fast really unless you went through Bone. Or you was trying to act like you was Bone and nobody was doing it as good as us. So I believe it was an initiation period as well. Like me, I went to Suge by way of my homegirl, Silky Fine, to get Pac. And Pac had already said he wanted to fuck with us and work with us. So it took a minute, it's about 2-3 weeks, but I wrestled him down before he went to Vegas. Right before he went to Vegas, because he did that song right before he went to Italy and did the Versace shit with Quincy Jones' daughter, and then right after that he dropped her off and went to Vegas for the Tyson fight. So that's how that happened. With the Biggie thing, I tell a story on my YouTube channel all about it. But they had been reaching out to us for a minute. And then one of our liaisons, Steve Lobel, he's a New York motherfucker. So he was able to make the actual connection and make it, you know, to be the glue between the two. So that's really how that happened. And I think it was acceptable, excuse me, because we're neutral. You know, we were a neutral crew. We were in the middle, basically. We were more towards the East Coast, but still, Midwest was considered the middle ground.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's how that really came to be, and then it was comfortable for everybody and all parties involved.
Yeah, but the West accepted y'all with open arms. You know what I mean? Like y'all got a lot of love out here in Cali.
I think it's because we did Eazy E right. I think it's because we helped immortalize Eazy E in not just West Coast because he already immortalized, but all over the world. It's like Eazy E. We became the spokesperson for the impact that Eazy E had on music, and it wasn't just NWA, like as a record label, what he did. So, and I think that the West Coast motherfuckers love us for that, and I think they'll always love us for that because we always love Eazy. Everybody wanted to shit on Eazy. Everybody shitted on Eazy that he helped. Everybody, whether it was Heller or whoever the fuck he was fucking with, they all shit on him. You know what I'm saying? Once ex-wife really find out all these bitches that you've been fucking, and you know what I'm saying, and you know what I mean, and then faced in front of these hoes, and they asking for money, and I got a baby here, and I got a baby here, and da 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 da. While y'all was still together, and all kind of little shit like that. You know, we were the only motherfuckers that didn't have no grudge against him at all, and I think that's why the West Coast motherfuckers was just like, we love Bone for that. You know?
Yeah, yeah. No, the West definitely had y'all back and embraced y'all with open arms. So
There you go.
what are you getting into right now? What you got? I know you got a YouTube channel with you and your wife, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, brand new baby YouTube channel. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what's that YouTube channel about?
Okay, well, it's Jam TV. You know, we date night, we done that. When my wife wanted to open it up, she said, baby, this is a way for you to control all of your material. This is a way for you to control your life, your career, everything, all of your compositions, your name, your image, and your likeness. This is something that we should do. Show, you know, this is the lane. This is the lane. We should do this. Just try it. If you like it, cool. If you don't, then we won't. So it started with that, and it became like I get endorsement deals, and they see what kind of a good person I am. Hey, I want you to take these earphones. We'll give you this much money to put this on this and put this on that and do this and do that. So I opened up a lot of avenues. And you know, I really see it as something that I want to grow and build my entire empire off of, in my son's name, leave him something as well, along with Bitcoin and all the rest of the other stuff that we got for him. This is something to add to it, because I've always been about my babies, man. I've always been about my children, so that people can watch him grow, watch us grow, and you know, go on this journey, you know, with us. And it feels good. It feels like my lane. I know I'm active. I know I'm doing things today, and I'm doing what should be done for an artist in my stature. um, so that, yeah, definitely that. Of course, I'm doing brand new, and that's every Thursday, every Saturday. We have an episode coming out. It's Jam TV. Put Jam TV, Bizzy Bone. You'll see me. My wife as well, and my son as well. So that's definitely something that I've been doing for a year and some change, and it's growing, growing. Shit, we getting like 500 to 1,000 subscribers every single day.
Oh, damn,
Like, it's just been
that's good.
shooting up. It was a dry period for a second, you know what I'm saying? But since this corona shit, you know what I mean? It's just been taking off, taking off, taking off, taking off. That I got my new record, my new project that I'm putting out as a sequel to Carbon Monoxide. That's gonna be coming out very soon. I'm already starting with that. I got some special stuff, and we're just basically editing it. Like, we're editing it, and making sure we've got a great visual for people to see, and you know, everything I do is purpose driven. I got something to say in hip hop. I have like issues and things that I want to address. I want to help change the world. I want to help change people's minds. You know, I don't want little boys walking around wearing purses because they think it's cool, and then the LGBTQ community just not accept it. So I address shit like that. You know how it get used and manipulated. So I have different things that I talk about. You know, amongst, you know, whether it's political or whatever, just how I feel about life. So that we got that new record coming in. And I got the documentary, the Seven Sign documentary. Rest in peace, my little brother Capo, Big B from Change the World. That's a real good thing coming. And my life story, I got that written out. And we're in the process, you know, before the coronavirus hit, of getting that 10-minute trailer together so we can start saying here. And I got the movie executive produced by Crazy Bone and myself, Bizzy Bone, called Sons of St. Clair. And it's sort of like a biopic of a record him and I worked on called New Waves.
Uh-huh.
And it's a really, really good movie. So we're talking to people in Netflix now about it, and because it's quarantine time. So I know this is the best time. We've had it for we've had it for like 3, 4, 5 years. It's all filmed, it's edited. The soundtrack is, I mean, the record's done to it. Really, really nice, man. It's a really, really good film. So that as well. So just we're moving forward, and you know, feeling positive.
Yeah. And so you said that you was doing a documentary or a movie on your life. Not a lot of people know that when you were younger, you were kidnapped, right?
Yeah, man. It's been following me around, and I mostly try to use it to help other people by just tell your story. Because I did this one song on my record, and it was a touching record, and I decided to elaborate a little bit more on it, and it opened up a different world for me besides music, you know. But yeah, definitely, that definitely happened in foster homes and child abuse, and all kind of crazy mess, you know, running away and group homes and eventually to meet Bone Thugs and Harmony. The story, you know, I was a father at 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? I like straight up, you know, so it's a real one. It's like a real one. It ain't just about, it's like a real one. It's like a real story about a real person who went through some real things at a real early time. And and the triumph is right already there. You can see the triumph, but you just can't see the road leading up to it.
Yeah.
And and I've helped so many people in the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I'm a part of that and a few different other things. But I've helped like just people on the regular and the DMs. Thanks for telling your story. So that's why I'm like, if I tell my whole life story, they're gonna see this how you survive, this how you stay strong. You're gonna fall, but you can get up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real, no matter what has happened since I've become world renowned to be with Bone Thugs and Harmony, from what I went through, I know no matter what I go through, I'm gonna be all right. Cause that shit was, it was real irritating. It was real frustrating at an early age. I went through the why don't this, how is this guy my father stage? I went through why don't my mom love me stage. I went through the foster home stage to being used for a paycheck to somebody getting a welfare check for me and chasing a crackhead because they was in love with a crackhead. So I've been through like all of these different things that I know I can help people with, to where, like for me, I know never to get down on myself because we made it out of that. We're going to make it out of this.
Mm-hmm.
But for other people, sometimes they don't have that. We're going to make it out of this. They don't have that triumph. It's been shitty, and shitty. They didn't get to the Eazy E. They didn't get to the high school diploma or to the good job. It's just been fucked up. So, you know, so I keep all that in mind. And that's why I think that that story is going to be really important and helpful towards people.
And when you expecting for that to be done and finished and released and stuff?
Well, we got to call. Basically, our move is got the director to do it for us, and we just got to get in touch with SAG so they can throw a Screen Actors Guild, so
Mm-hmm.
they can throw us some actors. And there's a couple of people that I like. One, I want to play my mom. One, I want to play Brian Gumble because he interviewed my mom when we were kidnapped. Somebody I want to play John Walsh, of course, a little kid playing Adam Walsh. So there's certain parts where I want names if I could. And when I tell them the story, hopefully they'll be like, yeah, I'm going to do this anyway. Cause
Yeah.
you know, if it does get numbers or whatever, I break bread, man. You know, I'm good, you know, but yeah, so that's kind of the process. We're waiting for Screen Actors Guild to open back up so we can start getting productions and companies, you know, to put it together.
Mm-hmm. So when you were kidnapped, you don't mind me just asking these questions about that.
Throw
Uh,
it out there.
like, did you know? Like, were you like, yo, what's going on here? Where's, you know, because you were
I
kidnapped
mean,
by your mom's boyfriend, right?
my mom's boyfriend, and then later on my mom broke down and told me, nah, that's your father. But like she told me like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, so I never really had the story down packed. But that's good, you learn new things. I had already settled in with it, but no, I didn't know it was a kidnapping thing at the time. We was told my mom was dead, we was told my grandmother was dead, and they was like, it was some real, it was real. And then my mom, you know, she was, they said because she had kids with a black man that that's what she get. And like nobody really wanted to help her. You know what I'm saying? At all. Like get the, and she had to get a law changed. She had to go get a law changed. And then the reason why she said what she said is because if he wasn't your father, that means he didn't have no right to you.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
just butting heads like them two Rams in that beer commercial. You know what I'm saying? You say it enough times. If you tell a woman that ain't my son, that ain't my son, you hanging him out the goddamn window talking about you gonna drop him because he don't look nothing like you. I mean, shit, she gonna eventually see a way and find a way, you know, through, you know, just the story is fucking crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? But Yeah, man. And I just found out that that was my real pop, and it brought me and my sisters a little closer together because they thought I was their half brother. So they thinking my characteristics and my ways may be coming from, or maybe they was cursed because I got this, and you feel me. So it broke a whole bunch of generational curses. It's something that the truth would do.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was one of them ones. It was one of them times. I think us as men and us as people in general, we just want to know where we come from.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. you
Yeah.
know.
Man. Well, hey, so you got that in the mix. Your Crazy Bone and you and Crazy's movie. That's you guys in the works on that one as well, too, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's done. We took it a couple of places. We really wanted LeBron to put it out for us, or with us, shall I say, because we knew that LeBron could, because it has a lot to do with LeBron too. Like coming to the city in Cleveland, it's a really, really good movie, man. It's like how the city didn't have anything up until Bone Thugs and Harmony and LeBron James came into the city, and then LeBron James leaving and going to Miami. All of it is about Cleveland. It's about the making of the record. It's Sons of St. Clair. It's Cray and me telling a story just about Cleveland and from Cleveland. It's shot great. I mean, it's so good. It's so goddamn good. So I'm very proud of it. I went to a premiere and seen it in Dallas, and it did really, really well. So the next evolutionary level to that is got to be Netflix or Hulu or Stars, and I'm the one that happens to have the freshest, the newest connections that everyone is like, we tried your way, not just holler at B. B gonna take us to this next level. And if my people can't do it, we just keep going. We just keep going until we find someone who can, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. You got Amazon Prime, Prime TV. You
There you
know,
go.
there's so many out there to get even Facebook got their
Yes,
videos
sir.
that you
Yes,
could do.
sir.
There's a lot of options out there, and
Yes,
like you
sir.
say, you just in one roadblock, go to another one, man. There's a lot of
Let's go to the next one. Go to the
Definitely.
next one. I just want to make sure that people can see it because it's been about 5 years almost. It's been a minute. It's not, maybe not five, maybe three, but it's
Mhm.
been a minute. Like straight up, it's been a minute, and I don't want it to just get. So
Yeah,
YouTube is a possibility, Amazon's a possibility, Facebook. I'm searching for everything. I just want to make sure everybody gets it. If it's money involved, I want everybody to get their cut. You know,
yeah,
I'm the
definitely.
fair dude. I'm the fair dude. Because I know it's gonna come back tenfold. That means we could do more business together.
Yep, yep. So, hey, Busy, I don't want to keep you. I know you got things to do. So, let people know how they could get in contact with you.
You can get in contact with me on my social media sites, Instagram, MRMCCANE, Mr. McCain. You can get in contact with me also through Jam TV. You type in Jam TV, Bizzy Bone, and you'll see we're there every Saturday, every Thursday, every Saturday with fresh content. Also Facebook, I am buzzybone.com. You can get, not .com, excuse me, I am Bizzy Bone. And you can also go to my web store where I got a store where I got all kind of music and shirts and draws and face masks and different things of that nature on jcasmusic@gmail.com. And you can also check out www.iambuzzybone.com. So, and it's, I got two stores, so you can check those out. You get some great music. I appreciate you guys. Follow all of Bone Thugs handles. Follow Lazy, Crazy, Wish, Flesh, and all the constituents that we have as well. And Bone Thugs and Harmony, baby. Bone
Oh
Thugs.
man, Busy, thank you so much for coming through. I definitely appreciate you, man. Hopefully you're doing good during this quarantine, man.
I'm
Man,
doing good, and the same to you. Stay safe, isolate, brother.
same to you, man. That was Bizzy Bone chopping up game with me. We out of here.
She a little ratchet, yeah, but I'm still gonna smash it.